Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of EDU 600. On Monday, we will officially start week number 6 or module number 6. As you know, this is a 7-week class, so we are nearing the end. So stick in there, everybody. I can see the finish line coming up. So congratulations on making it this far. If you have any questions, please let me know. So before I get into the week 6 materials, I'd like to just discuss a couple of things. The first one is the qualitative critique. I'm still waiting on a few of the qualitative critiques to be submitted to me. If you have not submit those, please do as soon as possible. I still have a couple of qualitative critiques that need grading. I will have those done by Monday. And as far as the experimental critique, which is due tomorrow evening by midnight, which is August 7th, if you're having any difficulties with that, or you don't think you're going to, or if you need an extra day or so, please let me know. I will have those graded by the end of the following week or next week. So let's get right to module number 6. We have part 1 and part 2, and these will be available by 9 o'clock this morning, if not sooner. Just a heads up, I am heading over to New Hampshire at about 11 o'clock this morning, and I will really be out of commission probably until tomorrow evening. I have a family wedding that I have to attend, and I'm actually part of. So if you need anything, I will be back on my computer. And or if there's something critical, you can always call me and leave a message, and I'll be able to respond to you probably the quickest with an actual phone call. But I'll be over in New Hampshire. Hopefully we don't. Hopefully the heat isn't too bad for the wedding, but it will be a great occasion. So that's where I'll be. Okay, so the materials. This week we have 2 parts. Part number 1 is on mixed methods. Now we've talked about this leading up to, we've come through qualitative, we hit quantitative, and now mixed methods is really a combination of just the both of them. Oftentimes research is conducted with the quantitative side. Basically, you're going to get the information in numerical form and you analyze the numbers. Sometimes researchers plan out to do, in conjunction or after the fact, a mixed methods type study, meaning you can see that in quantitative work, you can see that in your Likert scale, you had a 4.5 out of 5, just say, as a score. You get those, you can analyze those, but you want a little more information on what actually did the interviewers, or what actually does the data mean. So you set up something like an interview or a focus group. I've been involved with numerous focus groups in just that occasion. We have the data from the quantitative side, but we want to know a little more about it. And it's often very telling through the qualitative side to see what the numbers mean. So this week we're exploring mixed methods, and I'll jump right to the materials. You're watching the video. The materials are all ready. Understanding mixed methods results or research. Take a look, and I'd like you to read chapter 13. And I'd like you to read an article and then do a discussion post on that. Here's the article. Use your 6 article captures. Here's an assignment that is due next week. I'll go into that in a minute. And then we have part number 2, and I'll talk about that in a second. So what we have this week, there's 2 things. I'd like you to read an article, and I'd like you to post a short discussion post to the forum, which is down here. You read the article and critically evaluate methods, analysis, results, and conclusion. And you can use the quantitative study checklist, but I don't think you need to. I'd just like you to critically evaluate that, and then post to this module and the discussion forum. So what is due this week? Well, let me click on the matrix. The data matrix, sometimes we call it the comparison matrix. There's a section in chapter 17. I'd like you to refer to that. It walks you through the process. If you think of what the matrix is, it's really taking your 6 articles and you're plugging them into a form. So there's a few things involved. We have the data matrix here, exemplar to exemplars, so you can take a look at them. So that's that. Let me go back. So we have all of that material there. I'm going to shift gears right now because I want to show you a couple of things. Now, I'm going to go to part number 2. We have part number 2. In part number 2, we have group comparisons, which is just another form. It's all tied in with what we do. There's some repetition at this point. Take a look at this. There's a video on group comparisons. And then there's a voice thread which will actually walk you through the article on cyberbullying. And if you remember, the way that you go through this is you use these arrow buttons.
We'll be talking about group comparison studies, and specifically we're going to be talking about an article about bullying.
Okay, so we get through the first one. You come over here, you advance it, and then you hit the play button.
So based on the chapter that you read, what is one thing you've learned about group?
So, as you can see, to go along with the second part, there's first of all, there's a PDF about the cyberbullying article I'd like you to read. There's no discussion post on this, but there's a presentation on the cyberbullying which will get you through. It will help you explain this type of research. And everything's spelled out in here. A couple of qualifications about the assignments. I talked about those. Okay, so let me just stop the video and I'm going to go back. So let's talk about the matrix for a moment, and I will show you a couple of things where materials are located, but one of the areas in the content that you probably haven't seen or maybe you haven't been to yet, but it's under the Module 6, How to Construct Your Draft Matrix. I'm going to go right to that. So here's the information on the matrix. And then we have a video on how to actually construct the matrix, and then a little preview towards what's coming up next. What's the final assignment all about? So let me go back to the beginning so you can see. Sorry. Okay, so here we are in the how to construct the matrix.
Hello, welcome to the voice thread about the research review, the final assignment for EDU 600. The culminating assignment for EDU 600 has you bringing together all of the 6 primary research.
So as you can see, this voice thread, once again, you have to come through, you have to click on the next slide. This voice thread will give you a preview of the final assignment and also the interpretive review or the comparison matrix. And I'm going to stop right here because I can explain what it is that's part of the assignment. So if you think about the matrix as being it's an outline for your final paper. And I'd like you to keep it to 2 pages if at all possible. And in effect, what you're doing, just follow along here, you put the name of the study. So you already have 6 articles that have been approved by me. Some of you have 3, some of you have 4, and you had to find 2 more. But let's, for the sake of this video, assume that everybody has the 6 that are approved. You put in the name of the study, the researchers, what is the question, what kind of design, qualitative, focus group, mixed methods. Right here, keywords, focus group, and they also did mixed methods. Sampling, how did they sample? Data collection, analysis, quality of the summary, and the reason for the rating. This is an exemplary interpretive review or comparison matrix. There's not a lot of information, but what this will help you do is organize your final assignment paper. And I'm trying to set something up for Tuesday or Wednesday this week. I'll send out an email or send out an announcement on Sunday, but I'd like to have just a check-in Zoom on Tuesday evening at 6:30 or 7, or Tuesday or Wednesday evening. So we can go over this at that point. But this is what the assignment is. You don't have to spend a lot of time. Sometimes I get 6 pages. It's not meant to be put on 6 pages. It's really meant for 2 pages. If you can keep it to 1, that's great. So I'm going to go back now to our course site. Back to our Brightspace site. This is part 1. Here's the assignment. You will use this area to submit it. And once again, we have the template that you're going to use and 2 exemplars. If you have any questions on any of this assignment, please let me know. But I'll show you what the blank form looks like. So you click on Data Matrix Template, and this comes up. So it's the same thing that I just showed you. Name of author, research question, design, sampling, collection, analysis, and your rating. So if you can plug it into 1 page, that is perfect. If you need 2 pages, that's fine. No problem with that. Try to keep it below 3 pages, but ideal is 1 or 2 pages. Okay, let me go back to where we were. That's it. And what's involved with this, it's really a check-in. I'm looking to make sure that everybody has a matrix. We will talk about this if need be with a check-in Zoom. Time to be determined. It will be either Tuesday or Wednesday at 7 p.m. I will send an announcement out to that effect. So all of the materials are ready. If you have any question, please let me know. And just be aware, I will be away from the computer probably from 11 o'clock today till close to 6 o'clock tomorrow. But if you have a question, any you want to answer or ask me anything, please shoot me an email. Okay, everybody, good luck, and we'll see you online.